For those of you that I haven't met yet, my name is John Winter. For the past 20 years, I have worked on helping companies use technology to make jobs easier and their businesses grow faster. And over that time period, I've started 6 companies. So I love the entrepreneurial energy that we have here at Medicarians and what everyone's building. And I've had the opportunity to work with some of the largest, most regulated, most complex organizations in the world. And my focus has always been on tangible action. So we are at an incredibly exciting time in the history of technology, and my goal for today's session is to give you all tangible use cases of AI that make this, when you look back a year from now, this was a transformational session for you and your business and your team. So let's get into this a little bit more. So we've heard a lot about generative AI, right? And the reason why is because it truly is the beginning of a next era of technology. Similar to the internet, similar to the smartphone, generative AI and the technologies that are coming out around it are changing the way that our lives operate and the way that our businesses act. The problem is, if you're sitting there wondering, how exactly is this going to work inside my business? And I hear that everyone's using ChatGPT and it's fun, but what really drives my business forward? You're not alone. 89% of companies can't leverage this technology across their teams today because it's too expensive, they don't have their data integrated, and there's a shortage of people who can make it easy for you. So we founded Kizen as a company to make it easy for your team and AI to work together seamlessly. And we're going to be talking about exactly how that works. And our platform is available, and it's the only AI platform that scales from being an agent all the way to being an FMO. And so we have our agent CRM, where you can use AI tangibly in your business. We have our agency CRM, and we're going to go through use cases as you grow. Marketer Copilot for recruiting, a commissions and contracting module, and more. And so that's kind of an introduction to me and to my company and to a little bit about what we're going to do today. But from an agenda perspective, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about what is generative AI? What is agentic AI? And why should I care? Then we're going to talk about how exactly is this going to help me in my business? I'm promising tangible use cases for you. We're going to go through that. I'm going to demonstrate it so you leave here with ways to help. And then we're going to talk about, okay, now I know how I'm going to use it in my business. What do I need to think about to actually be able to operationalize it? And I promise we're going to give you easy paths to do that as well. And we're also going to do some Q&A. So I'm looking forward to that. A lot to cover. So when we think, what is this technology, right? How is this going to change things for us? How should I think about it? I have 2 concepts to share. And on this slide is the first. We need to think about it as a way to grow faster and to protect our existing book of business. You are going to be able to offer more products, easier, and more personalized service to each of your members as you use this technology. In addition, because this is going to make it so much easier, there is going to be increased competition. So there is a period of time here to be an early adopter on this technology and drive a lot of revenue and time savings for your team. In addition, we can use it defensively to make sure that we're filling gaps in our book of business. Second of all, when you're working in your business day to day, when you think about what this technology can do and will do and where it's going to be 1, 2, 5 years from today, I want you to think about having a team of AI assistants that are able to help you and your team. And just like when you onboard a new team member, when you onboard the AI, you're going to train it. Now, fortunately, there's already some pre-trained AI you can use as well. But how much time can you and your team save with this, right? So we're bringing on digital labor. And this matters for you even if you're an agent. I've been to a lot of these sessions that have been really exciting, and you have amazing leaders up here, and they're talking about how do you build your team. And it's expensive to build a team. But with these technologies, you can start building a team around you for a very small amount of money, sub $100 a month, which is cool. So what are others saying about this technology, right? So the founder of LinkedIn, which is interesting because it's where people go to get jobs and work, says that generative AI is not replacing human creativity. It is amplifying it to superhuman levels, right? And this is the vision. How do I help my team be superhuman? How do I grow my business quicker with this technology? The CEO of Microsoft said that we're not just building tools anymore, right? Technology is becoming a collaborator with us with this breakthroughs that have happened recently. And then we see the excitement about it, right? Google took over a year to get to 5 million users. ChatGPT took, or 3 million users. ChatGPT took 5 days to get to 5 million users. And yesterday they added 1 million users in an hour, right? And then McKinsey, a big consulting company, said that it's going to add $4.4 trillion to our economy. That's a big number, but what does that mean to me? How specifically is that going to help my practice as an agent or my agency? So this is the goal that I would encourage you all to adopt as you think about this technology. A 1.2 to 1.5x increase in revenue. And we're going to talk about tangibly how are you going to get that using this technology. And second of all, you should be able to cut your operating expenses by 30 to 50%. I've been working with businesses in consulting for decades, and these type of numbers were crazy talk until the past year. But it's possible, and we're seeing it, and it's actionable. So just a little show of hands here. Who's heard of ChatGPT, Anthropic, or DALL-E? Okay, awesome. So almost everyone here. And also just who's played with them before? Have we played with them? Awesome, love it. Some innovators in here. So I'm gonna go through just a little bit of background. Whenever I teach something, I like to cover the what. Like, what exactly is this? And then we're gonna get into the how. So those of you that are like, how am I gonna use this? Just stick with me for a couple minutes while I talk a little bit about what this stuff is. So generative AI, the foundational definition of this talked about being able to generate something, right? That humans used to generate, something new. And there's technologies out there that came out to generate text, and then images, and now videos, and now emails, and surveys, and complete applications for your business. Music, right? There's really no boundary. But when you think about generative AI, I want you to also realize that this introduced a new era of communicating back and forth with computers, right? With computers being able to understand what you're asking for, with computers being more helpful. So when you used to have to go to the library and then you went to Google, now you can chat with an AI assistant that is able to tap into your data and different knowledge to be able to answer questions for you that are more personalized and quicker than ever before. Now there's something that's so groundbreaking that it's not even on most of the agendas here for Medicarians because they were set months ago, but it's called agentic AI. And agentic AI grew out of how fast generative AI has been improving. And what it is it's AI that acts towards a goal. And a lot of the use cases that we're going to share with you today combine these different types of AI. It learns from your interactions and it improves. And this is really the transformational layer that is changing people's businesses. So, a way to think about it in your personal life is within a couple months, it will be quite available that you can have an AI personal assistant that knows all of your preferences for travel and for different things like that, right? So that's cool, that's nice to travel. But what if you also had an AI assistant that was checking all your commissions to make sure you're paid on time? Knows all your commission schedules, knows what you wrote, and is able to say, hey, we're missing a payment here. We got paid wrong there. That's really interesting. It's pretty useful. So when we think about generative AI versus agentic AI, and I think this is my last slide here on the what section of what is all this stuff, Generative AI creates things that are new. It creates content. This can be really helpful, and we're going to talk about how. It can't complete multi-step tasks. It can learn a bit from the outcomes. So what can it do? It can build an email. It can build a report. But agentic AI can go further. It can build a marketing campaign for you. It can help improve a marketing campaign for all of you that advertise and want to optimize what it's costing you to find a new client. And so I just want to also say this technology is not theoretical. This technology is driving real-world value for major groups and agents that are here at this show with you all. It's helped grow revenues and the book of business by over 25%. It's identified over $500,000 of missing or mispaid commissions. It's helped agents get contracted and ready to sell for over 200 carriers up to 4 times faster. It's reduced the cost and time to contract. Everyone loves that. And it's eliminated 90% of the time required to process commissions for different agencies. So this is pretty amazing. And then in 2025, there's even more coming of what it's going to do. Immediate identification of clients who need different plan changes, right? Proactively scheduling appointments. Providing assistance with additional products and services that'll be useful for your book of business. Building complete marketing campaigns for you and optimizing them. So that's cool. So how hard is this to implement? We talked about 89% of companies know it's cool, know it's interesting, know it could help them, but they can't. The good news is we got an easy button, right? We're gonna share that with you. And that easy button is combining all of these different types of technology, GenAI, agentic AI, intelligent automation, and great data. All right, so let's talk about some specifics, how you can use this in your business coming out of this session to make a difference for you this year. We're gonna talk about 6 areas. We're gonna talk about saving time. We're gonna talk about improving client service. We're gonna talk about acquiring more clients, cross-selling opportunities, accelerating licensing, and ensuring accurate commissions. And I'm gonna give a really advanced tip here. AI can help your business be awesome at the fundamentals of running a great business. So while I'm up here today talking about AI, I'm focusing on how this can help you fundamentally operate, right? Because people will look for these advanced things. They'll chase these shiny objects, when really the key to running a great business is executing those fundamentals day in and day out. So let's talk about saving time. So first of all, AI assistants are going to create personalized marketing emails for you. They're going to detect unpaid commission payments. Would anyone like to see what that will actually look like? Anyone interested in that? Yeah, because we talked about it a few times. Yeah, okay, cool, me too. So let's show a little video here. So it's a big room. So the way that this is gonna work is it's gonna be a chat interface. What you can see here is it says, "Hi, I'm Kizen, how can I help you?" You chat into that interface, "Hey, show me all my active clients who do not yet have dental coverage with me." Now, what's happening over here on the left side is actually everything that the AI is doing for you. It's going through your data, it's putting those filters in, and it's finding people that are active and don't yet have dental coverage with you. I said, on it, cool, we make our AI friendly and fun. Here are the 377 clients that do not yet have dental coverage with you. That's nice. That's great to know. That makes it easier. So I just heard there's a really cool dental plan that can help people. So now, what do I do with that? What do I do with that information? Let me chat a little bit more with this group. And let me say, hey, create an email that I can send to all the people that don't yet have dental coverage for me. So think about how long it takes you today to figure out in your existing book of business who does or doesn't have dental coverage, number one. Second of all, then you need to think about, what do I want to write on the email? I got to find some digital platform that I got to put it in, or get one of my developers or assistants to put it in. 30 to 60 seconds. You type it, it generates an email for you. It has the text in it. It says why you need, let's read this actual prompt here because it's kind of cool. This is real stuff. Create an email that I can send to all my clients who don't yet have dental coverage. The email should explain the importance of having dental coverage and include a link to a form for scheduling an appointment with me. So you send this email out, you start getting appointments on your calendar of people who want to talk about it, right? So this is just easy. You have an idea. When we talk about being superhuman, going from idea to action, this makes it so much easier. I've been working in technology for over 20 years, as I said at the beginning. This used to take days and developers. A year ago, this would still take someone an afternoon if they were really proficient. Now, all of you can do it in 5 minutes with just asking for it. That's why this technology is so transformational. Let's talk about some more specifics. How to improve client service. So last year's AEP was really fun, right? With all the plan changes, having to figure out who needed different things and making sure that everyone was taken care of. That was a really big project. Well, with this, you can prioritize clients by identifying those who need a plan change, right? Which is cool. The system can understand all of the rules, all of the plans, the medications, and the doctors that people are on to identify the people that you need to speak to. It can also send automated and personalized reminders, newsletters, and updates. So in the last thing, we showed the creation of an email. Let's go a little bit further, right? So you're starting to see this. Oh, this is now saying you can talk to it. This isn't available just quite yet. This will come out in a couple months. So show me all the clients that due to plan changes will need to change plans this year. The AI is filtering through your data, understanding the different information, finds the clients who are needed, and then you can say, with that whole group, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to create an email campaign, right? So what's the difference between an email and an email campaign? The email campaign will follow up until someone responds, maybe send 2, 3, 4 messages. So that's pretty cool and pretty interesting. So I hope that what we're seeing here is that we can now create the actions in our business with an AI assistant helping us. We just have to think that we want it. This can be applying all over the business. So when people sign up for new policies, right? The main reason that people are unhappy is because they don't know about the benefits of those policies. Now it's easy to make sure that they get notifications. Anything that you can think of, you can build to make sure that, the way that I think about it is, if you could personally help every single one of your clients and just focus completely on them, what would you do? Now let's build the assistance to make sure that that level of care and personalization happens to your entire book. Cool. And so how to acquire more clients? So for agencies or agents that advertise, right? Or even the ones who don't, who just have a bunch of people that know about them. How often do you send out a newsletter, right? They call it top of mind marketing. If you could send out a newsletter with just asking for a cool newsletter about different content, that would make things a lot easier and probably make it a lot faster for you to send that out more. What about tracking all of your marketing? Understanding which one of your investments are really doing it. Like, who has the time to do all of these things? Well, now you do with an AI assistant that's helping you, because it's helping do that for you. These are simple tasks that you can now hand off to your assistants. And so let's say create an automated monthly newsletter that follows up with my clients and includes interesting things about Medicare. Look at this. The AI goes, when in the month would you like to send the newsletter? Because it knows what a newsletter is. We have specially pre-trained AI that knows how to help you with newsletters. And I say, would you like to select from a list of templates or create a new one? Create a new one, please. Make it fun and pretty. Awesome. And so you can see what the AI is doing. That's not you clicking, that's the AI doing that on the side. And now, okay, it's scheduled. We did this month, okay, so it's scheduled for April 1st. I went a little fast there, but it said traveling on Medicare, things to know about, right? Helpful information. Now you can look at that and you can say, you know what, I need you to change the first paragraph or delete the first paragraph or add something about going to Italy because I know that this is an individual that's going to Italy, right? Or a group, or my favorite place to go is Italy. Include some of my favorite ideas. You can have that conversation back and forth. It handles all the coding, it puts it on the calendar, it schedules it, and it goes from there. When I first started seeing this, when we were playing with it a year ago, I was like, my mind was blown at how capable it was. So it's exciting to get to share all this here today. So now how to increase cross-sell opportunities. Okay. First and foremost, the number one tip that I've been giving people in easy, low-hanging fruit is it is so much easier to take care of your existing customers and to help them with additional policies than it is to go out and find a new customer. So what are the metrics on that? 5 to 25 times cheaper. But it's hard to understand all of these new products. What if we had the AI create a survey to understand what our personal book of business might be interested in? And then we went to our upline or our FMO and we said, hey, I just did a survey to my 100 or 200 or 300 clients. They said they were interested in these different products. Can you help me sell these, right? So I said I was going to talk a little bit about business fundamentals, customer acquisition cost and customer lifetime value. This increasing your customer lifetime value is not only great for your business, it also takes better care of the people that are trusting you to take care of them with their insurance needs, right? Because you're understanding, okay, you need a hospital indemnity plan based on where you're at, or you need a long-term care insurance, or you need an annuity. And so there are people that if you send the survey, they will tell you what they want, and then you're not even selling them, you're just helping them. Because you said, hey, what do you need? What are you thinking about? Let me go work with my experts and bring back some ideas for you. This is really impactful. That's opportunity calling there. So now we're going to talk about some things for agencies, right? So let's talk about how to accelerate the licensing process, the contracting process, everyone's favorite part of the business, right? So AI assistants can really help with this. They can help handle a very precise and time-consuming process. So what I've provided is a simplified view of the contracting process today. You submit a request, you have to make sure that everything's validated properly. Is the upline contracted? Do I have all the data that I'm required? I have to generate the contracting request. I have to send a link or deal with paper contracts. I have to follow up. I have to deal with the ready-to-sell reports if we're dealing with Medicare, since this is Medicarians. I got to send automated text or email reminders. I got to follow up with them. Then they're certified, approved, and licensed. I got to notify them. I've got to generate their contract. It's even a lot just to explain. Everything that turned white is stuff that AI assistants are helping with today, which is pretty cool. And so when we said that we're reducing the amount of time that it's taking by 70 to 75%, that's through the use of really smart automation. Like, who wants to personally have to check and see if all of the information is there and validate it properly? Did they put it on the corp or did they put it on the individual for an agency contract, right? Let the AI assistants handle that stuff. You focus on the most valuable things. The beautiful thing about this as well is that if your upline's using this technology, you're going to be able to just chat in. You're going to be able to just ask for your next carriers. Hey, what carriers do you want contracts with? Through a complicated one here: Aetna, Cigna, UHC, MA, NACA, Delta Dental, Devoted, Prudential Life. Which states do you want to sell those in? Here's the 5 states: Texas, Florida, New York, Nevada, and Massachusetts. Are you waiting to process any policies? Do we have business in-house? Yes, I do for those 2. Boom, those are in. And you can see where they're at. Now, if you're an agency and you're processing a lot of these contracts, what do you need to know? What's the status of these contracts on a regular basis, right? And so we submitted contracts last week. Where are they at? Are they done yet? Are we ready to go? Come on, we got policies to do. You submitted a total of 25 contracts last week across 4 agents. I know this one moves fast, so we'll try and get it. 19 are complete and ready to sell. Nice. 3 are awaiting certification. Yeah, that went really fast. 2 are needing agent action. Would you like me to send you an email? Yeah, send me an email. The 2 agents that are contracting this is fun. My marketing team had fun with me here, are John and Haley. We're waiting on them to respond. And so would you like me to ping them with a reminder? Yes, please. Please do that, right? This is tangible, this is real, this is now. I hope that you're seeing ways through these examples that you're going to be able to use this in your business, this type of technology, and why people are talking about it so much. And so how do we ensure accurate commissions? AI assistants will be able to calculate the commissions, identify things that are missing, look at production reports, look at the applications, generate your transaction records, and agent agency statements. So, if anyone's frustrated or having to spend a lot of time processing commissions with this, makes it a lot easier and a lot faster. So now let's talk about what are the next steps. This sounds interesting. I understand some use cases. Hopefully you see at least one of those that can really help. The key here is data, right? All of this cool AI and automation starts with data, right? Data is the fuel, which is why we have worked with top FMOs in the space to develop data feeds and pipelines to automatically populate your CRMs and your platforms with this information. That's been painstaking work, but we did it. And so whether you think that Kizen could be a fit for you or not, how do you think about this business and what do you do next, right? As you're thinking about the different vendors that are out there. So these are the 3 steps that I would recommend. First, you need to start testing this stuff in your business because the impact that it can have is so significant and will be so significant. I can guarantee you that 5 years from now, this is commonplace. Now there's a huge advantage that you can gain with it if you want to jump in. Now you're going to try some of this and some of it's going to be amazing and you're going to be like, wow, this is great. And other stuff you're going to be like, yeah, that doesn't work, right? AI doesn't do that yet. That's okay. And everyone that I know that works on this stuff on a regular basis has had the same reaction over the past year. We have been shocked at how much more capable it has become. And so even if it doesn't work today, test it again in 3 months. As you go through your workflow, second point here, reimagine your processes with AI-driven capabilities and assistance. When you're doing something that's taking you a lot of time, or that is annoying and you don't want to do, ask yourself, is this something that an AI assistant could help me with? Is this something that we could automate, right? And that's kind of a great way to understand the business use case for you. Understand how often it happens. Reach out to a local resource or one of the firms here that can help. And I also think that this is going to generate new opportunities for you. I don't think that, I know that. It's going to generate opportunities for you to expand what you do with your members easier than ever before. And remember that, customer acquisition cost. How do I acquire clients easier? And once I have them, how do I help them more? Each additional policy is a step along the journey of helping protect them. All right, so here at Kizen, we have 6 AI-enhanced modules. It goes from when you're just starting as an agent with an agent CRM, as you grow your agency with an agency CRM, and then the back office modules, right? For recruiting, for contracting, for commissions. They have been built in partnership with multiple top 10 FMOs, and underneath all of these is that data cloud with those carrier feeds. So this is a fast and easy path for you all to be able to implement this technology and start experimenting with it in your business. And so if you want to learn more about this, my whole team, or not my whole team, some of my team is at booth 213, so you can speak with us there. We've got a cool little QR code. And then there's also 3 groups that utilize this technology and make it available to the agents that work with them. So Pinnacle has the BOSS system, BOSS for agents. Gordon has Compass, and JSA has Core. And these platforms are powered by the technology that we've been talking about today. And if you're interested in having these AI assistants helping you in your business, you can access them from any of those 4 areas there. And so what we're going to do now is we've got a few minutes left. So we're going to open up to some Q&A. So I've been told that if I go, nice, thank you, a little further here, you all will get that integration and information there so that you can send questions. All right, so I'm going to start with answering some of these questions here. So for identifying plan change candidates, how does the AI know the details on the client's current plan and their prescriptions? And I'll go further than that, prescriptions, doctors, pharmacies. So this is a great question. I love it because it allows me to reemphasize that the AI is only as smart as the data that you give it. So we have focused on developing integrations with the core enrollment platforms out there. So Connecture, Sunfire, Hexure, and others are in the pipeline. And so that information is able to come through when you have those enrollments. If you have historical enrollments, that can be exported into the system as well. So it looks like next question here on enrollment platforms. It's pretty easy. It's directly through your NPN, your FMO, is able to get that information into these agent CRMs for you. So that is something that people have really loved. Another question here about integration. Does it integrate with Go High Level? So our belief here at Kizen is that you should be able to easily integrate any of the tools that you need. So we are, to my knowledge, the only completely open marketplace-based product where you can connect all of these different tools together. Right? We work with entrepreneurs that are starting their business all the way up to the largest companies, Fortune 100s in the world, and we are able to integrate with their custom CRMs, with their custom technology, and with thousands of other tools that have been built. So yes, you can easily integrate it and build it into your workflow. Next question here is, does AI replace workflow or coordinate? And so we like to think about AI as an AI assistant. As an AI assistant, you get to choose. And really what it can replace and what it can coordinate depends on kind of which capabilities you're deploying. So there are definitely components of this that you can fully run and have the system handle. And there's other stuff where you may say, hey, check in with me before you do something. Like when it was generating those emails, it was checking in with you before it sent anything. So we are always very careful. Integrate with Health Sherpa, we'd love to. Love the team at Health Sherpa, haven't started that yet, but that's probably a priority for this year. Price point does this start at? Well, if you speak with those groups that were up here before, I'm going to bring that back if I can. They have special availability and they'll work with you if you have contracts with them. We can also talk a little bit more at our booth, but under $100 a month. And so can the marketing portion help create targeted Facebook campaigns? Facebook and Google, yes, that is coming and it'll help optimize. So that's why we got to make sure that commission data is flowing through as well, because it can only optimize if it knows what you're making money on, right? Can Kizen make calls? Yes. Yes, we're working with a number of call centers. And how are we helping the call center? Well, the call center is going to be very interesting over the coming years, how you're able to layer in AI to assist the workflows. But generating personalized scripts and is it bilingual? Yes. The nice thing about all of this generative AI is it speaks like 50 different languages out of the box. So that's another big breakthrough with this technology. Okay, so this is a big question here. What is the future of agents and agencies as AI becomes more powerful and prevalent? So I believe that this is going to really allow you all to do more, to serve more, to deliver experiences better than agencies and agents have ever been able to do in the past. And I see someone raising their hand here who wants to get in on this. So I think it'd be better to hear the answer to this question from a good friend of mine, Angela, who is the COO at Pinnacle. So Angela, if you don't mind coming up here for a second. She's been in the industry for decades. And so Angela, maybe you can take this one from your perspective.
So we started working with Kizen, I guess it's 3 years ago. And at the time, we had 9 people in our licensing and contracting department. And today we've more than doubled our business. Our EBITDA has almost tripled. And we have 9 people in our licensing and contracting department. But what we have expanded is our support area, because our agents have begun to use this. We have every aspect of this platform. We do it, and I say from submission to commission, from submission of a contract to payment of a commission. So you can pick and choose which parts you want, but we have everything. And what we found is it's enabled our agents that are using the CRM, that are using the other parts of the process, to really focus on their customers. It does not eliminate humans. In fact, it makes you be more effective. He spoke briefly about the commission. About 9 months ago, we called John in a panic. We had a $92,000 chargeback. And we're like, wait a second, where did this come from? He was able to go look at all of our data and came back and said, you were charged back, you were never paid on these policies. We went back to the carrier and it turned out they owed us $250,000. All right, yeah. I won't say the carrier is because, but anyway, the thing that we've learned, and this is really a funny conversation, when they first pitched this to us, he brought one of his board members and he's like, oh man, what do you see this AI? And I'm like, who cares about AI? I need my commissions to work. I need my licensing and contracting. We initially contracted for 12 companies. 12 companies were 90% of our business, but guess what we found out? We're up to 129 companies you can contract through our platform, and we just recently started to add all the ACA carriers. We found out that agents started using the platform, and they were like, well, what about this company? What about that company? And what he didn't mention is it's a low-code, no-code solution, so maybe you like to see NPN first, I like to see agent name first. You just drag it and drop it. The other thing that we found, and this is really important if you're an agency and you're trying to build your business, we go in, we build dashlets. Maybe we want to know in our support area, how many calls are they answering? How many service requests did they complete? How many emails did they send out? We build a little dashlet. It does all the statistics for you. The other thing he didn't mention is a lot of our agents use Connecture, but some use Sunfire, some use both. Both are in there, everything's totally integrated, so they can see their complete books of business everywhere. The other thing, which you don't really deal with as much as us, with the Go High Level platforms, we have agents that use that and have built it out and pay and everything, but a lot of our agents, we have agents that are highly technical, agents that are not so highly technical, but maybe use Go High Level for some simpler automations. They can get rid of that platform because we do it in the CRM, and the CRM's free. So we're a very happy customer. We're in the booth next to the puppies. If you want to come and see a demo of somebody that uses it every day and can tell you how much more efficient we are, come to our booth. I would be glad to share. We've had people come into our booth today and say, hey, I'm with this upline. You know, I have this. I don't care. I'll still show it to you. That doesn't mean you have to come to work with us. But at least then you could go back to your upline and say, hey, I saw this in this booth. When are we going to have that, right? So it even makes you a better partner with your existing uplines. But if you have any questions for us, we've been using it 2.5 years, and we love it. We're a happy customer, and we have saved tons of money.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Angela, and thank you, everyone. I hope this has been helpful today. So have a great day.